cross, got the sun in my eyes. Groom for this, I ain't meant to be no bride.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the focus is on Najee Harris, your standard at running back this season, pacing the league in rushing. It's the Steelers and the Browns under the lights on Thursday night.
On the shores of Lake Erie here in the city of rock and roll. Our coverage of the NFL brings us to Huntington Bank Field. Joined by a former NFL quarterback up in the booth, Mr. Brock Heward. I'm Kate Scott. And Brock, you can brag if you'd like to, because I know you had quite the big arm in your days with the Huskies and the Seahawks in Seattle. Well, we've got a couple of quarterbacks here who also know how to push that football down the field.
Yeah, you got a couple QBs who are going to keep these defenses honest today, because the moment they get greedy in coverage or get too aggressive in the pocket, either of these quarterbacks can drop a dime, drop a deep throw right over him for big yardage, and maybe 6 points too.
Ball is teed up. Chris Boswell to do the honors. And off we go on Thursday night. Center return, Nyheim Hines. And this drive will start inside the 25. So here are the Browns now, headed out for their first drive. Bringing them out to #1 pick in 2015, a former league leader in passing. It's Jameis Winston.
Don't think for a second, Kate, he hasn't heard the noise. Read the comments from the keyboard warriors who say they just want somebody else leading this team. But let me let you in on a little secret. Those criticisms, they can fuel quarterbacks. Make that chip on the shoulder even bigger to prove people wrong and to show I really do belong in this league.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Throwing to start this game. Finds him on the slant. And he gets him around 6 there. Tackling like his dad, Joey Porter Jr. making that play.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
2nd and 4. That one's on the mark. Jacoby Myers. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
Caught him across the line early there. That's an easy call for our officials.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
He thought he had the timing down and could make the play, but just a hair too early.
Still 2nd down.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Here's Winston to the air. That's complete, David Njoku. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that gives the Browns a first.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
And that's good for a gain of 5. Madden stopped by Alex Highsmith. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5. Another carry for him. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know. And you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Here's Winston. That one's complete, right side. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. Only one on the carry, so that's going to bring up 2nd and goal from the 3.
Hey, I get it on 1st and goal, right? A lot of teams like to be conservative and limit risk. Even if a run is stopped short, you still got 2, sometimes 3 downs to play with.
Hines goes the wrong way and is going to lose several here.
What was supposed to move the chains or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead? Well, did the exact opposite here, Kate. Now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. Winston now. He keeps those feet in and makes the catch. Touchdown, Cleveland. Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Cordero Patterson now to return. And this will give them decent field position. The return gets out to the 30. So the Steeler offense getting out there for its opening drive of the game. Leading them out to man in his 13th NFL season and rising quickly up the career leaderboards, Russell Wilson.
Just an all-around great performance from him last week, Kate, in the win. Those 2 touchdowns he had played a big part in the victory, no question. But so did keeping it clean, not throwing a pick. You want to become friendly with your own defense? Make sure they don't have any extra possessions to defend. He did his job, and so did his teammates.
Wilson airing it out to start. And his first pass falls incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. On the carry, this is Najee Harris. And his drive up the middle gets him about 3. Myles Garrett coming in for the stop.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
And the Browns add an extra defensive back out there. Nickel package, 3rd down. Ross off the play fake. Searches. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through to back them up ahead of 4th down. On 4th down, it's Corliss Waitman on for the Steelers to punt this away. And I imagine they were hoping they wouldn't need to bring him out so soon into this game. He punted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. We don't get a return out of that punt. And the Browns will go on offense. Onto the field comes the Browns offense for the 2nd time. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their 2nd possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to.
2nd and 6 coming up here. From the 38. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
They'll throw on 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Chubb here on 1st down. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
2nd and 12 behind the sticks. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Throwing is Winston. Escapes out to the left. They'll make a bid for it on the ground. Decent gain here, but short of the 1st. The Browns looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes their southpaw, Corey Bojorquez, to handle it. He punted a couple of times last week in their loss, and now gets this one away. The Steelers to Najee Harris making their return to the field. And he is the NFL leader in rushing yards as we work through November. He's hoping an excellent season can continue as such here. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. They'll start with a give to Harris. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
First carry for the versatile vet, Cordero Patterson. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Wilson. Gets this one to Cordero Patterson. Pick up a few as he heads out of bounds.
That one came with a higher degree of difficulty. He had to balance focusing on the catch while staying in bounds.
We've arrived at the end of one on Thursday night. 7-0 is our score. Second quarter, all queued up and ready to go. It's Steeler football. They still have 5 to go here, 3rd down. Wilson now from the gun. Completed here to Pickens. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
New set of downs for him at the 38. First down, here's Russ. Snared by his running back, it's Najee Harris. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
First and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. From the gun, they go with Harris. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. A nice 6-yard pickup. They're going to have 2nd and 4.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby. But you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you get runs of that length. It may not be a home run. It may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Into the hands of Pat Fryermuth. And he's able to get this down to the 36. That's a pickup of 9. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down. They give to Harris from the gun. And it's going to be about a 3-yard pickup in the end. Brought down by Quay Walker. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Hopkins put in motion left. Here's 2nd and 7. Has him on the quick hitter. And they haul him down just a foot or two shy of the red zone. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
Kate, when Bill Walsh was implementing the drag route with the 49ers in the 80s, it sounded the same way as it did with Mike Holmgren and me with the Seahawks in the 2000s versus man on a drag route, run away. You see zone coverage, settle down, give your quarterback his numbers, and you could find a completion just like that.
First down throw from Wilson. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And a big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
Trying again following the set. As his man, it's DeAndre Hopkins. And he's brought down at the 17-yard line. They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. To throw, here's Wilson. And that one's too far in front of him, so now they're facing 4th down.
Hey, Mr. Quarterback down there, that's a throw that's got to go somewhere else. Double coverage is waiting for it. QB super fortunate that ball wasn't picked. And incompletion, still pretty good for the defense, too.
Dicker connects there. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
Well, that's a type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
We've got a good one here. They've cut the lead to 4 as they send it away. Jamison Crowder on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. Now we see the Browns offense headed out. And things are looking good to snap that 3-game losing streak that they came in on, Brock. They've got the lead here. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Winston looking to throw. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They're going play action. That one complete to Njoku. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
Winston. Dumped off to his running back. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Myers, the motion man here. Here's Chubb on 2nd down. And he's brought down for a loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. That's caught for the 1st. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Here's Winston to the air. Jerry Jeudy with the grab. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. With 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Encroachment deep in.
So keep that 2nd and short play in your back pocket. So the penalty goes ahead and gives them the 1st.
Automatic 1st down.
A fresh set of downs after that penalty. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing from the gun. And the 1st down pass sent away by a defender, incomplete.
You know, it's tough to succeed a linebacker in most defenses if you can't hold your own in coverage. They rely on you to break up throws just like that and take some of the stress off the secondary.
2nd and 10 now. This is hauled in by Myers. And he's out of bounds right at that 25-yard line.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. We get a pause here. They call for a stoppage as we see Jerry Jeudy injured on the play. Worrying sight given his history, but hopefully it's nothing major. And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. And that one's incomplete, but boy, are they lucky it wasn't intercepted. That was a risky shot, but fortunately, they still have second down coming up.
Well, that's not the uniform you want to see almost bringing it in. They are so fortunate to have another shot down here after the near pick.
Throwing once again on 2nd and 10. Complete. It's Myers. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out. Following that completion, a member of the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now. So now here's 3rd and 5. Winston now. Dumps it off to his running back. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Cameron Sutton has the INT. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
On 1st down, it's Wilson. He's on the move. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12. The Steelers calling their first time out. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. They'll keep this drive moving and come to the line for 1st and 10. Slot man motioned over. Wilson with it on 1st. And that's incomplete with 7 seconds left. Time for 1, maybe 2 more snaps.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
Looking to throw. Sheds upper. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. Just before halftime, we get a timeout taken. One last play before the break. Looking to throw. And that's incomplete. He's going to wish he hung on to that pick there, but it's still going to bring up 4th down. So it's halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top at the break. Now it's down to Florida where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. And with no halftime report this week, it seems we're going to get right back to the field for the start of quarter number 3. The Browns have it on the tee, and they will kick it away here. Patterson now to return it. Return's looking good so far. Coverage team tracks him down as the return reaches the 35. Out comes Pittsburgh. Its offense has it to begin the third quarter. And their defense sure has kept this game close. Now it's time for them to come through, get some points for their team in this low-scoring affair. The Steelers with some very good field position as they get set, 1st and 10. Carried by Harris here to start the drive. And they limit the damage just a few yards on that gain. Hauled to the ground by Jordan Hicks. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Ross off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the hits just keep coming for them on this play, it seems. Elsewhere on the field, they've got a player hurt and in need of some attention. Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Here's Wilson. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
You know, when we were growing up in the backyard, we called them alligators. 1 alligator, 2 alligator, 3 alligator. He needed another alligator in order to get that ball off. Credit the defense for forcing the incompletion.
Hunter takes the field on 4th down, and he sends this one flying. And that fair catch corralled just beyond the 25-yard line. So no return on that punt. And it'll be their football. They're out and set, 1st and 10. The second half's going to start with a run by Chubb. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Staying on the ground here with Chubb. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, well, it came at the perfect time.
Throw on 3rd down. And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down. The Browns are lined up to punt. He sends this away, and oh, this is going to be a field flipper. Secures this at the 17. And some textbook work covering that punt. It is stopped after almost nothing on the return. That's going to be a highlight there, a 68-yard punt. And the Steelers will take over possession. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Running behind center with Harris. And he found some running room for a nice gain. We'll get a stoppage now. Looks like we have someone banged up after that run in need of some attention. Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. Shotgun handoff for Patterson. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. Pickup of 2 here. And that's a Steelers first down.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. First down, here's Russ. It's complete to Hopkins. It's a gain of 12 there. And he'll bring up a Pittsburgh first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
Wilson on 1st and 10. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up. Another try following the sack. Escapes the pocket. That's complete inside the 35. And he does quite a bit of damage before they finally take him down.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
First down throw from Wilson. Forced out to his right. And he's able to get this down to the 13. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
From the red zone now. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And it sets up second down.
It is such a weapon offensively when you've got a big tight end that can stretch the field vertically. Not a lot of DBs have the size to cover him. They tried to get it to him in that spot where he could win it, but unfortunately no connection to be made.
This is Harris on second down. And he found a little room to turn it into a nice gain down to the 6. 7 yards on the carry. Now they've got 3rd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Russ now from the gun. And they will score. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. The Steelers take a 3rd quarter lead. DeAndre Hopkins, the touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
That one right down the middle. And the Steelers push their lead to 3. Boswell on to send this away. Crowder with a return here. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. Cleveland's offense all set to take over. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Throwing is Winston. Couldn't connect there. Incomplete.
You know, as a QB, I'm going to note that in the back of my head. That was a heck of a break. Knocks the ball away. DBs like that, they tend to, once they get one hand on the ball, have a pretty good beat on you and can get 2 hands on it the next time.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Winston looking to throw. And the cover just too good there. Didn't find a throw that he was confident in, so just throws it away. Third down coming up.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Play action on first down. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Brings up second and 20 at the 26-yard line.
They give inside to Chung. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Here he is on 3rd and long. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know got to execute and convert on these third downs.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. The Steelers and DeAndre Hopkins getting set for this next offensive possession. And it has been all about these defenses so far, Brock. Even into the second half, we're still waiting for one of these offenses to take charge.
Yeah, what you're feeling, these defenses are making every yard tough, every first down tough, every series tough. And offensively, yeah, it's time to toughen up and maybe more importantly, sharpen up.
1st and 10, give to Harris. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's a solid 70-yard pickup on first down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Kate, I know you can see that smile on my face as we stand next to each other. Sure, I love that run. But I'm thinking about some great running backs. In fact, Corey Dillon, who created a lot of negative grades on my play sheet because I didn't want to carry out no fake. I wanted to watch the damage he could do like we just saw.
Second down here, another give to Harris. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Go ahead. Find me an offense that won't take that type of efficiency on every snap. Listen, it was good execution, a quality gain, and it moved the sticks.
They're set up at the 35 now. First down, and they go right back to him. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the 3rd quarter. We've reached the end of the 3rd quarter on this. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. So now they're going to throw with Wilson. Throwing the out route complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Now an inside handoff to Harris. And he hit a seam and got it to the opposing 44. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. To throw, here's Wilson. Fryermuth there to bring it in. And he's marked down, looks like at the 32-yard line. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
It's a new set of downs for him at the 32. He's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
Okay, the 2-yard run on 1st down, I think that keeps you ahead of schedule, but you're going to have to pick up the pace.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Russ setting to throw. Gets this one to Harris. And they get this down to the 12-yard line before being stopped. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get them enough yards for the 1st, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
Wilson now, 1st and 10. Can't connect over the middle, it's incomplete. George Pickens, the intended target. And now it's 2nd down.
That is normally a gimme for this offense, these short throws. But the defense, well, they had just enough influence on that play to force the incompletion.
Throwing again is Russ. He's on the move. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the 1st.
Tick, 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 tick. You know, his internal clock right there told him it was time to escape, and good thing he listened to it. He was able to make something out of nothing and at least move them forward.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Now trying to run it with Harris. And he gets in. Touchdown. The Steelers make it a 9-point advantage. Najee Harris, the touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Boswell gets that point after to go. And the Steelers make it a 10-point ball game.
Round 7. Chris Boswell to kick off for Pittsburgh.
Now Boswell on to send this away. On the return, here's Hines. This return makes it up to the 25. Back out now comes the Browns offense. Well, their last drive, not the one they want to replicate after they were forced to punt it away. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Winston to throw it. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He completes it in traffic. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, just find a way to get him the ball.
And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. That one gains 7. And that's good for a Cleveland 1st down. New set of downs for him at the 38. Here's Winston. Working the sideline. Oh, he got it. Drug the feet. That's a catch.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
Escapes the pocket. And this time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers. And they got one right there with that sack. Here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face, because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL. Everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that 3rd down?
And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. Working quickly here. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Got a man. It's Njoku. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that gives the Browns a 1st.
Well, things weren't about to end after the first hit or the second. This tight end had a vision for what he wanted to happen after the catch, and he was going to take on all comers to try to make it a reality.
Here's Winston to the air. He'll get this complete to Chubb. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. This is hauled in by Myers. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs. Still sticking with the passing game. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. David Njoku, the guy he was looking for. So it's 2nd down coming up.
Those passes get more and more difficult as you try to get aggressive downfield. I love the call. I love pushing the ball down the field. But the windows and the throwing lanes aren't there long, and it only takes a little bit for a throw to be off.
2nd and 10 now. Cut at the 10-yard line. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Cleveland. Browns down by 10. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. Back now, pressure on its way. And this is cut for a score, and we are not done here yet. Well, they definitely wanted to get that one out quick, Brock. They did just that, and it ends in 6.
We hear it all the time, but it is so true, Kate. This is a game about matchups. And when you see a throw that quick, it really was determined pre-snap. It was great design and tremendous execution.
Ball is set up, and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Patterson now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25 after the return. The Steelers back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. They get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. They give now to Najee. And he found some running room for a nice gain. The defense calls a timeout. So that's their first. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Harris once more. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. Timeout taken by the defense. Their 2nd. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the 1st. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Going to the ground again on 1st. And he drives it up past the 45. Now the Browns spend their final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Staying on the ground with Harris. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. And he's certainly given us a performance worthy of these primetime lights. This is now a 100-yard game that he's put together. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. He's down to a knee, and the Steelers getting ready to celebrate this victory.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
I wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain, I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints, money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague, we all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name, all our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be, living in a time where disease is on every screen, mastering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the